a thread by soul war. The mainstream media's charade is dying before their eyes, and it's glorious. Trump and Pence are countering the ridiculous coronation by the media of Biden and Harris as the winners of the presidency by carrying on as if a Trump second term isn't in doubt. From Not the Bee, watch the media lose their ever-loving minds when Pence leaves a press conference without taking questions. This is really great.
Thank you.
Are you really not going to elections? All of you need to answer this.
Why is the federal
What is
government
going on? And you're not working with the transition. You're all part of not recognizing democracy. You're all undermining the democratic election. Every one of you.
Why is the federal
And you won't
government
work with the
refusing
transition.
questions?
Thank you.
Okay. It isn't in doubt. People are only now beginning to realize President Trump has several paths to proving that. Every path ends with him serving until January 20th, 2025. 1. Legal, via the Supreme Court, with overwhelming evidence, hundreds of affidavits of voter and election fraud. 2. State by state, via audit. Trump has an excellent chance of having tainted and illegal ballots thrown out, which in several key states would give him the 270 electoral college points he needs. 3. Biden concedes. Yep. And that's what I believe Trump is angling for as you read this. How is that even possible, you ask? Biden's saying he's president-elect. He's got his luggage packed for the White House. The mainstream media and Democrats have no power over Trump. They have power over you. Gaslighting and draconian dirtbags with delusions of grandeur. As the mainstream media turn up the gaslighting to maximum bullshit, the Democrat governors and mayors are going full throttle totalitarian on Thanksgiving. We have reached a tipping point. It's not a crisis point because the issue is no longer in doubt. Americans are going to ignore them both, just like Trump does. Leadership. As we are hit by their waves of propaganda, the mainstream media's tone grows shriller by the day, so they increase the pace and vitriol of the false narratives and wait for President Trump to buckle and for us to bend the knee. Not happening. Americans want to celebrate Thanksgiving and are fed up with the draconian overlords. 80 plus million Americans voted for President Trump's second term and then watched the Democrats try to brazenly steal it as we watched. If we buckle now, we deserve cages. But, as I said, not going to happen. Trump is ignoring the press because they are not a factor in the outcome. In the 3 scenarios I outlined, the law, the electoral process, and Biden are the key factors. The mainstream media have crowned an emperor with no clothes. There is no president-elect until December 14th. It's a charade. The press can call races, not presidencies. The November 3rd election determines House and Senate seats, not the presidency. The Electoral College does that via state electors 3 weeks from today. Hey, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo seems sure who it'll be from November 14th. Secretary of State Pompeo says at a press conference, there will be a smooth transition to a second Trump administration. He's sure, and so am I. Not only because the alternative is too hideous to contemplate, the end of America as founded, but because I've reviewed the situation carefully and have noted the key indicators of what's actually happening. Trump is about to wreck the left's shitty movie. Both sides are clouding their actual moves in a flurry of ink, smoke, and mirrors as they position for the binary outcome, all or nothing. I won't bore you with the 20 plus indicators I've noticed since 2017. Let me focus on the current state of affairs. Where are the DC Democrats, whose position is growing stronger and whose position is growing weaker by the day as Trump chips steadily away at the charade the left has demanded is our new normal, chips at it via law, process, and leverage. Trump may very well buckle the Bidens via leverage. Remember Huntergate? There's a reason the media tried so hard to compel Trump to concede in the 2 weeks after November 3rd, because it was all they had. President Trump caught them cold that night. The easiest path for the Republic would be for Biden to concede. So, right now, I think Trump's trying to do a deal with Biden to spare the nation further tumult. Shocked? Trump was ready to do a deal with Iran, but they just wouldn't have it. So, he broke them. Trump has the goods on the Bidens. Trust me on that. They are flat out traitors. I don't think the Bidens will deal, though. But Trump always gives an opponent a chance to stop and withdraw or deal. He only acts punitively when those initial avenues don't work. Well, Biden's time is almost up. So, will most likely be process or law. Either way is fine with me, as the outcome isn't in doubt. We get to watch it play out as people DM me in a panic, wanting me to hold their widow hands. Because all media news and social media plugged into the corporate structure are chanting, Trump's doomed, in lockstep, as we watch new cracks appear in that structure day by day. Foreshadowing their charade, ongoing since Bill Clinton's presidency, is about to be crushed without mercy. The dystopian nightmare movie script they've written for us to live in, their great reset, is about to be torn up and flung into their stunned faces. We are not serfs. We are souls. They've lost theirs. They can't have ours. The goal all along was to reshape, to fundamentally transform the threat America posed to their dark authority into a vassal state, where natural law, liberty, and inalienable rights would be mocked as a lie. Tyranny would reign. Well, President Trump has been flipping over their tables and intentions for years now. For us. He chose this fight to help us, not himself. We are blessed beyond measure to have such a champion, an exemplary showman who is directing the Trump movie as we watch. Thomas Richter hates gutless defeatists. So do I. Did you know that easily 1/3 of the quote unquote Trump supporters currently wailing on your timeline are foreign operatives posing as Americans? Yup. So dissent and chaos in the target nation. Seems I read that somewhere. The silent war. In the next 3 weeks, Trump will either break the Bidens by leveraging them to concede as their charade dies before your eyes via a deal, or he flips state after state via audit, or he wins via the Supreme Court as all the tainted ballots are tossed out. He is in complete control. Tim Pool and others can yammer, well, it seems Biden's got this, all they want. They're caught up in a world of fantasy. People who work in social media think social media is real. It isn't. It's shaped perception, and as many have learned in court, your perception isn't reality. President Trump gave the Democrats a harsh lesson on election night as the mainstream media screams, "Nuh-uh," at the top of their lungs. Now it's the mainstream media and social media's turn for their reality check. So Trump is going to shred their charade. We did our job. We voted. I predict one of these paths to Trump's second term will be clear by December 1st as we spend time with family and friends, ignoring the tyrannical Marxist minders by acting and being genuine Americans for this badly needed holiday season. All is well, Americana Rising. To support the works of Brent Cates, donate any amount at paypal.me/Brent Cates. Also, check out the Americana Rising Teespring store, link in the thread.